Just go to the most, it's going to populate right now. It's going to be a live video. Just go to the newest upload, and then you should be able to see it. Make sure the volume's down, because anything you do on there, I can hear.
Gotcha.
So we are live right now. What's up, everybody? I am so amazed by you guys being up late, this late. I know some of you are global, worldwide, international. So for some of you, it's actually not that late. You probably are glad about this time. But a lot of people on the East Coast just don't understand what we're doing. So this is Islamicize Me interview with Lil Debbie. This is day 24. We're going to do some live commentary from day 24, everybody. And then what we're going to do after that is I'm going to interview her. So first, let me look at the comments. I always like to interact with you guys. Samantha says, I wish they just start early. I couldn't. I had to put my sons to bed, Samantha. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And then let me see. Oh, you guys are fighting? It looks like some of you guys are fighting in here already. Jeez. Some of you guys. Let me see what else we've got. I'm just looking through the comments real quick. We're going to get started in just a second. Looks like there's some good conversations as well, actually. So that's awesome. And just talking about Dallas Theological Seminary. Oh, Dominic says that he is waiting for Lil Debbie and her snack cakes. Luke Lau wonders, are there any trolls in here? I don't know if they would say if they were. But nonetheless, there's Elizabeth. Hey, what's going on? Yes, tonight is it's on. No trolls, but a straight ogre or two may be here. You guys are already in full internet mode. It's awesome. This is amazing. I love you guys. You guys are just insane. Yes, I'm here. So listen, everybody, remember we are live on Patreon. It hasn't even been a week. We've got an amazing amount of feedback on it already. I've been so blessed, so impressed, and just, you guys have just been amazing. We're already up to 50 people. Dominic Riesland says, snack cakes for all. Don't know about that. It's 107 on the East Coast. I'm so sorry about that, Sean, but some of you are night owls. Warrior Woman's in Australia, and it's 3:07 p.m., so I know you like this. Sushil Pandit, he's saying, good morning from India, as well as Lakshmi Vungapal. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Let me try that again. Lakshmi Vungopal. Excuse me. I probably didn't get it exactly right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm going to make a couple of you moderators, some of the people that I've seen around on here that seem like, trustworthy people. And if you guys aren't trustworthy, then I'll kick you off later. So with that, I'm going to switch the view here where you can see both of us at the same time. And I'm going to introduce you to Giselle Noele. Welcome to Backstage Live with Vocab Malone and the party people up late at night. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
So Giselle, is it true you really played Lil Debbie and Islamicize Me? Because how can you prove it?
I mean, like, how can you not recognize me?
That's what I'm saying. Oh yeah, your eyes. Maybe you take off your glasses and then you just do the eyes on. Okay, guys, here's our proof. Good one. If you guys,
I had a little bit more eye makeup on that night, though.
Right? Yeah, you did, didn't you? Patrick asks, Vocab, why'd you do a live stream when David uploaded the new video? I didn't know he uploaded the new video. Look, we're not always synchronized. Half the time I don't even know what David's doing. Okay, guys. Is he really, did he just uploaded it right now? Is that what you're saying? Well, okay, so what do I do? We have to I don't see it. Am I wrong? Oh, he just uploaded the new video. You're right. Well, guys, what do I do here? You guys want to commentate on both day 24 and day 25 together? You guys want to do that? We can do live commentary. This will be my first time seeing it. Oh,
I thought somebody said there was no commentary from 24. Is that right?
We're doing 24 tonight, but 25 just got released the second we went live.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Lil Debbie, Nate asks you to do the accent. Do you still have it in you?
I only want beat from you.
So
by the way, I asked if I could change my line because I've actually heard that argument made by some Muslim women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't say it like that, but what they said was that they were condoning violence against women by saying, they were giggling about it, saying, sometimes you just need to be hit, and they were kind of laughing about it, like
Wait,
like.
I want to make sure she knows she's not talking about us. Who are you talking about?
I was watching some documentary. I got to do the research to find the actual source because I was just shocked by it. But so the clip stayed with me, but I don't remember exactly where I saw it. But I saw these two girls, and they were not speaking English. It was in a documentary. They were subtitled, and they were asked about this issue in the Quran where it says you can beat your wife. And they were like giggling about it, saying like, yeah, like that's kind of like how your man's a man. And sometimes, you just kind of need some sense knocked into you. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that's that doesn't sound accurate or good or anything else.
Well, I just couldn't believe I heard a woman making that argument.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, listen, we do have a couple questions, so I guess I'll ask you a few questions. We're going to do the commentary, then do the interview later, but since we got questions now, I don't want to miss them. RWK asks, Debbie, I know you were acting and the men are honorable men of God, but did you feel at all awkward for any of your scenes?
I mean, I'll say that it's like the concept that that Muhammad is telling women that in order to establish a familial relationship with people who have a concern about sexual attraction, that you should somehow bare your breast. And it was not missed on me that the command here really has nothing to do with lactation. This is so super creepy to me. And of course that makes me feel uncomfortable. But the fact that we were like exposing it, no, not at all.
Yeah. Okay. So notice she made a good point there. She said the command doesn't have anything to do with lactation, meaning it says breastfeeding, but if the woman's not lactating, we're adding milk in, but that's not necessarily there. So it's just kind of weird if you think about that aspect. I mean, it's weird no matter what, but I'm saying it's even stranger with her pointing that out. So what she's saying is she was awkward about Muhammad, but not awkward about us. And she said we were exposing it, just so you guys know. We weren't exposing her. She had a full burqa on. You literally. I
had on a full outfit and then a full burqa, and just the flap on the it was actually a niqab. So just like you saw in the scene, the only thing exposed were my eyes. The flap was up. That was it.
Yeah. Hey, Warrior Woman from Sydney, Australia. Good to see you guys. We got a couple Australians, I think. Elizabeth from Ohio. We got some good people. Oh, 1414. You asked why no commentary on day 23. I'm glad someone asked that. I'm saving that for a special episode because that's the episode YouTube deleted and banned. So I know I'm temporarily going out of order here by doing day 24 and maybe day 25 if you guys want. But the reason I'm gonna do day 23, but I'm gonna do something special on it. I really focus on it because the fact they called it hate speech, I really want to analyze that episode. So we are going to do it, but it's just we got to get to it. Good. We almost got 70 people watching again, which is simply amazing considering how late it is. So that's very awesome. Very excited about that. And Patrick asked this question, and Giselle. Well, there's two questions for you, Giselle. Apparently, Giselle, you're super popular. I don't know what's going on here. Number one, Giselle. Someone said, "Who's the pretty lady?" So Giselle, briefly introduce yourself, pretty lady.
What can I say? I'm a sinner saved by grace. I used to do a lot of comedy, and I've been taking my faith a lot more seriously these days. And it was just a real honor that there was an opportunity for me to be able to do something to merge my love of comedy and my passion, like my faith. And so I was really grateful that you guys asked me to be a part of it.
That's awesome. And you guys can probably tell just by the beginning of the interview that Giselle, her real name is not Little Debbie, everybody, but Giselle has a great sense of humor. And she's like basically literally the perfect person for this because not only was she the last person we asked, but she was
okay. So now it comes out.
I'm just teasing. She was also the only one who said yes. But seriously, so Giselle, people want to what is your background in comedy? For example, you showed me a skit you did on Funny or Die where you were waxing a puppet, basically.
That's right.
What else have you kind of done? People, I think, kind of want to know what is your background?
Well, you know, so most of what I enjoy doing with comedy is sketch comedy, which is basically, you know, like situational comedy that you would see on television, but just in a micro format.
Mhm.
And, you know, I can't say that most of the comedy that I've done has been edifying, although the points that I've been trying to make have been things that are very important to me. Like one of my early sketches, I was making fun of a Lens Crafters commercial because I could not stand that they were trying to leverage sexuality to sell medical devices. Like,
Oh,
you know,
really?
well, you know, like I'm considering eyeglasses,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
like a medical device. Like I'm not buying glasses for sex appeal. And some of these like commercials were so salacious and so over the top. So I was mocking them, you know, doing, and so I did the same type of thing, making fun of Giada's show on a parody sketch that I did with making fun of cooking shows. The thing is, though, is that, you know, I just put these out to the general audience. I never, I usually don't share that. Like, I've compartmentalized pretty much my comedy and my faith because, you know, the people, you know, with a sense of humor tend not to be faithful people, and the people that are faithful, you know, have a really hard time kind of, you know, laughing at the absurdities of life. So that's why I said I was glad that I have an opportunity to merge them. But all that to say that if you do check out my comedy, like, don't expect to find, you know, Christian comedy, because, you know, I've been in a developmental process as an artist, and you know, it's like, especially in comedy, the intent is to shock your point across, and so you gotta push the envelope and not be afraid to do that. So you might not get it or like it or whatever, and that's fine. If you want to call me out as a sinner, I'm just gonna grant it right now.
Well, so, you know, you've had some background in satire, ironically, and then you know, you've mentioned how you're trying to like find a way to meld them two. So imagine we're trying to find the people, Giselle, who, if you think of a Venn diagram, here's Christians or faithful folks, here's people with a sense of humor. We're trying to find the Venn diagram of the people in that little section in the middle. You know what I mean? And we've found some of them. You know, these people watching right now. We've got almost 80 people watching, and it's 1 a.m. on the East Coast. That's amazing. But the thing is that I know some of the people sort of on the other side of the Venn diagram who are the Christians, but maybe sense of humor is not their strong suit. We have got some criticism, and ironically enough, and we're going to talk about this later after we do some commentary, the main episodes they have a problem with are ironically all of yours. All yours are the ones that they have the biggest problem with, you know. Sean Van Pelt asks, are Muta wives exclusive to mostly Shia? I thought it was primarily a Shia Muslim practice. All right, I'll give you my understanding of it, Sean. My understanding is A, that there's some truth to that, and B, that's what Sunnis always say about Shias. But C, the more I've learned about this and actually heard from what you might call firsthand sources of people who have dwelt or lived or currently live in the Middle East, apparently it's something that basically it seems like certain Sunnis, there's cultural, will say they don't do, but it's still somewhat part of the culture in some kind of underground way is what I'm getting. Because I'm hearing people talk about in Egypt among the Sunni, and I'm hearing sort of firsthand accounts. So it seems like there's some truth to that, but it doesn't seem like it's exclusive like maybe people would maybe think. And then let's see what we got in here. Hey, D, I see your message, but listen, while we're doing a live stream, I'm just going to hide your comment, mainly because we don't really want people giving out links to other things while we're doing a live stream. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't really make sense because we don't want them to go while we're doing this. Jesus is God. That's her handle. She says, I love comedy. Gives you a heart and a thumbs up. So that's great. So Giselle, I think you might have found your niche. You know, it's kind of funny. One of the very first things you do as far as melding your beliefs better with comedy is something like this.
Yeah.
Oh, question. Marine says, Giselle, how did it feel to wear a burqa?
You know, I have a mild asthma, and I got to tell you, I wish I had a snorkel when I had that thing on. I really had trouble breathing. I cannot imagine having to contend with that like every day, you know, like in the desert heat and like, I mean, all sorts of conditions. I mean, if I was in a society where I was compelled to wear such a thing, I think I would not want to leave the house. It was really hard to breathe. But that being said, when I did pull it down under my chin, you know, it did kind of drape nicely. Like I wasn't offended, you know, when it wasn't suffocating me. But it's like, yeah, the whole symbolism of just having so much submission to Islam as a woman, like just covering my whole body. And like, I showed myself, I took pictures of myself in the different stages that are involved in that niqab and texted to some friends. And I was just like, the final stage when the flap comes down and you don't even see my eyes, I just felt like complete irrelevance, you know? And
yeah.
I mean, it's just like humiliating.
Like invisible, like you're covered away.
Yeah. And then the sad thing is that I really do have a lot of compassion that for the women that are born into that culture, because your only way of raising your head as a woman is to embrace that and to feel superior about it, even though it's not a choice, even though you know it is an oppression in that it's not a choice. But it's like the only way to really cope with it is to feel better about yourself as some, you know, pious you know, noble person that you know isn't flaunting her sexuality. Right.
Andrew Graham says, "Got a single is not a 4-letter word. Is one of the best routines I have seen. Period." Do you know what he's referring to?
I don't. I'll have to check it out. It sounds fantastic. Like right. I like it that it's comedy and Christian. I'll definitely check it out. I mean,
Sean says, "I saw a Lil Debbie in Walmart today." Yeah. All right, so let's do this. Oh yeah, Jaquine says, not to mention getting caught in machinery. Yikes. You know, I think, but you know, I think it gives you insight and some, you know, compassion, and so that's good. So here's what we're gonna do, guys. We're gonna watch episode 24 together right now, and Giselle, I keep on wanting to call you Debbie. It's funny, Giselle. We're gonna kind of talk over it because they don't really hear the sound all that well anyway, and so we'll kind of watch it. There'll be kind of sound in the background, but don't let it its loudness fool you because let me see, where's my share screen button? Because we need to basically talk over. All right, guys, here we go. The live commentary backstage of Vocab Malone and Lil Debbie, aka Giselle. We are now watching together the episode where we discover that Jamal is Shia, and obviously we haven't said it, but we are Sunni, as you could tell by most of the episodes. Here we go. Hard to believe it's already day 24, ladies and gentlemen. Hard to believe. All right, let's check this out together. So here we are. You notice I'm waking them up. It's getting more and more dour, less and less fun in any way. Giselle, do you remember all the fun takes we did of these?
Yes.
Like you came up with quite a few yourself, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I can't help myself. I have a big mouth.
Yeah, so we were coming up with fun ways to say Fajr prayer in the morning, and Giselle just kept on dropping them like nonstop with all these pop song references. And here's the sad thing about it, in a way, is we recorded so many funny takes that David couldn't use them all because he has to show the transition of us going from funny to serious. So there's like all these morning wake ups that we couldn't use. So Dave and I were talking about this. We're thinking about releasing a video that's just like wake up after wake up scene, like just me coming in saying all these stupid things that we never recorded. Like someone came up with the one where they did with Prince. Was that you, or do you remember that one? It was like, like my Fajr.
Oh yeah, he's never satisfied.
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember any others, but there's
the I will be your Fajr figure. Yeah. Put your tiny hand in mine. There was one that David did that was hilarious to me because it was, it's a Fajr in the USA. It was Miley Cyrus, and the thought that some like potential ISIS person in training would be singing Miley Cyrus was hilarious to me.
Right. So we had a lot of fun, as you could tell, and Giselle was, even when she wasn't like being filmed, Giselle was constantly contributing. And I don't know if we told her, but Giselle, you did a great job with everything you did. You literally were the best person for the job. You were great to meet. You were awesome. You were like always a warrior, always happy, never sad or angry. You were an extra in the barbecue scenes. So you guys will see the back of her head actually in the old barbecue scene. And there's going to be another barbecue scene coming up where we're, in the restaurant eating. And so she just did great on those and just did whatever needed to be done, really. Oh, in the videos, it looks like Jamal's making the signs, but in real life, Giselle made all those signs herself, and she did a great job. So if you like the signs, that was her. Well, people were saying that you have a great voice, Giselle, and they're saying you carried the tune.
Oh, that's hilarious because I have like zero singing talent, and that's like, I don't know, one of the things that that's not my calling, but it doesn't stop me.
Giselle, who's your favorite character in the series?
It's hard because
No,
it's not. No, it's not. You know who it is? Because I didn't even know about it. Was Halal Hogan. That is hilarious, brother. Let me tell you something, brother.
Hey, listen, we were just talking about this. We were throwing around this idea of after the series is over of doing some kind of thing where we have different either A, types of Muslims, or B, different world religions represented by different parodies of wrestlers.
I love it.
So they always need like their wife or their woman manager.
Hey, there's some female wrestlers out there too. Yeah, so, and I'm sure that there's some religions that would match up well with that too.
Yeah. So, David's in the chat now. He says Sunni sources are inconsistent. Some passages say Muhammad eventually forbade Muta after allowing it, while others say it was a later caliph who forbade it. So a Sunni can decide which to believe. Okay, hey, David, thank you. I appreciate that. It's good to see you're being useful for once. Now you can go ahead and leave if you would like, David. That's fine. Thanks, though. So
I just want to add, though, like, isn't it, because this is why I have a hard time with this whole concept of muta, is that in Islam, aren't you morally allowed to have 4 wives and an unlimited number of concubines? So,
David, actually, hopefully you didn't leave yet because we have a question about the amount here. And that's a good question. Like, is it 3 wives and then you can have
a rotating?
I also wonder about muta wives. Like, if you have 3 wives, if you have a muta wife, is that one of them? Like, if you have 4 wives already, are you allowed to have a muta wife? These are burning questions that people want to know. I don't know the answer. We'll see if David chimes in again. Oh, John DC says his favorite character is Mr. Scruffles.
Aww.
Yeah. And then Warrior Woman wants to ask you, Giselle, have you faced any backlash when out with your family over the series?
I mean, not really. We're pretty mentally ill in my family. So, like, I don't even know that they haven't really seen all of it. I don't even know if they've seen all my other stuff that I've done either. But whatever, they love me anyway. But I haven't really gotten any backlash. But
not only
yet,
from until now, you haven't even been outed. If you wouldn't
right.
If you haven't done this interview, you wouldn't even have been, But here you go. Way to go. So, Giselle.
So yet to be determined.
Yeah. Stephanie Ann says, how does it feel to feed 2 grown men? Maybe we should clarify. She didn't do that, everybody.
No.
I think she's joking. I just want to make sure because I don't know. You never know.
The thing is, I just want to say that it's like, as uncomfortable as like that scene makes people feel, the fact that we have a religion that is telling people, grown men that literally could be, on AARP, that it's okay for them to take a 6-year-old, consummate marriage, at the age of 9, interrupt their doll play to consummate marriage with them, and go have your sexual way with them as a plow goes into a field, any which way you want, that you can do that, and that you can take women like property, even if they're already married, from your enemies, and that you can really just gratify yourself in so many ways at the expense of women. It really means a lot to me that you guys had the courage to act out just even a small minute of some of these teachings, because who's really suffering with all of this. It's not Western women, and it's not, Christians who are, going to have their reputation tainted by calling these things out. It's Muslim women, Muslim girls. It is the people that are subjugated to these teachings and having their love, their innate love and their desire to honor God used as a weapon against them to oppress them and exploit them. And it's like, I'm grateful that you guys called this out, and frankly, in a very fun, engaging, entertaining way, to where maybe people will listen and actually, you know, like look at those sources and double check what you're saying for themselves.
And you guys see, you probably see by the eclectic nature of what she just said, she's there talking about comedy, entertainment, but then you guys might not have caught it. She was referencing sources. She talked about Aisha playing with the doll. She's talking about plowing the woman like a field. So Giselle's involved with this at an apologetic level and kind of knows what's going on. I hope you guys could tell that. And of course, has the comedy background. So, like, again, that's why she was excellent for this. I can tell people are really digging this interview, you know, saying she's making a good point. And people are saying they're surprised you're blonde. They thought you were going to be a brunette. I don't know where they got that from.
They thought I was going to be smarter.
Someone else says their favorite character is the crate of rocks. And then, Romans 10:9, read Romans 9, or read Romans 10, that's the handle, says, those Hebrew guys preaching in the purple shirts, what did you tell them? I'm going to answer that in the next 2 days because that's the video that got deleted out. So I'm going to answer that, read Romans 9 to the handle. I'm going to answer that later on. And Yudgis says is muta like prostitution. It's temporary marriage. It literally means pleasure marriage. So you marry the woman for 1 hour or whatever, you sign a contract, you do what you do. And then, so yes, it's sort of like sanctified prostitution, correct. And David also answered a question further about sex slaves and about muta and all that. So check out his comments, which are always very helpful. So with that, let's continue on with this because we did want to do the commentary. And here,
sorry.
A lot of people, you're great. I just click off every now and then we go back to it. It begins, of course, with Halal Hogan, who's become quite a fan favorite here. And here he is. He says some of the funniest stuff in here. So this is where he, by the way, notice we're getting more serious. Notice now we're taking notes. You guys
How come you have the scarf on now?
Yeah, well, 2 reasons. One is to show I'm getting more radical.
Okay.
And the other reason is because I had shaved for work after we filmed these, so I had to hide it.
Oh.
That's the 2 reasons. So here he talks about the Black Stone. Watch.
He started smooching it, kissing it, rubbing it, brother. Because he's an example for all humanity.
It's so funny. David Wood said he one time had a dream. Well, okay, how do I explain this? He said one time that Sam told him he texted him in the middle of the night when David was on Ambien one time. And David said he doesn't remember texting Sam, but he said that Sam told him, he texted him, we should shave your head bald, put black shoe polish on your head, and then you'd be a talking black stone. And we would come up and kiss you and you would talk to us. Which I thought kind of funny. I don't know if I explained that right, but it was pretty funny.
I saw that in the roundtable, but the thing that made me laugh is that apparently Sam had agreed to it.
Yeah. That's what's even funnier, right? Sam had agreed, right. Of course. So here we are, we're sitting down and we're reviewing yesterday's events is the idea here. And I say, man, those purple and gold guys, they're called Israel United in Christ, more like Israel United in Flight. So I'm making fun of them with a cheesy pun because they wouldn't talk to us. And so that's what I'm talking about here. And David says, yeah, you know, if you would think that these people who are like the real Jews would have better answers. And so the whole gag of this, so everyone understands, is the Black Hebrew Israelites claim to be the true Jews or the true Israelites. And so the way we're playing it is in essence that our characters are so dumb that we take them at their word that these are the Jews. So we conflate these guys in the corner with like everything that we know or associate with Judaism. And there I'm talking about I'm talking about their eschatology here. And so I'm mentioning the things that they believe are going to happen in the end times. And here's the tell. John says they're going to be real surprised when the 12th Imam shows up. Well, everybody, the 12th Imam, that's a Shia belief. So watch, it's kind of funny the way John does it. He just did it so clueless. And you notice, if you listen closely to my dialogue, I say, wait, 12th Imam, eye patch and all? because there's also a thing about him having an eye patch. Oh, shout out in the super chat. I don't know if you guys know, but you can use a super chat. USA Rules Freedom of Speech, 2 pounds, and he simply says, superb. Thank you very much. You got a long handle, but I'll say it anyway. USA Rules Freedom of Speech. So here's the key part, guys. Here it comes.
X-Men. You know, this is gonna be real shocked when the mom shows up. You know what I'm saying?
So now watch our faces. Just watch our faces because we just heard to make that comment.
Man.
Just like awkward stuff.
What did you just say? Oh, shit. What's wrong?
So now he says he's Shia. Now, I just like the way David edited this. It zooms in and the music starts, and what do? We start torturing him, of course.
I got you all Shia.
Here we
I
go.
love that.
I know. It's like, we know what we need to do.
Yeah, but he looks like he knows he's in trouble.
This is real waterboarding. We actually waterboarded John, by the way. He couldn't take it. That's why he's coming up. Just so everyone knows, there's no gimmick. We actually waterboarded him. Now here's boiling water. We actually didn't have boiling water, just so you know. We hope it just looked hot. That crushes garlic. And in this one, I felt so bad because after I did it, I really squeezed his nose. And John was like, hey, if we do that take again, be careful because it really hurts. Now here's when David is cheese grating his back. And I got to say, John was a little too excited to take off his shirt for that because I think he knew I looked good. So he was going to his shirt for scene. Now you may wonder, what are we doing? We're making him watch something. What are these guys making him watch? What's so torturous? It's Joel Osteen, which is pretty funny, right? But it gets worse because who is Joel Osteen with, everybody? Joel Osteen is with Oprah. So now David's got out the knife. And listen to this.
You're not supposed to treat a fellow Muslim like this. Wrong. Chapter 4, verse
Now, so David quotes the Quranic verse to him to basically say we're justified in doing this. And this kind of is a snapshot right here of the fighting between Shia and Sunni, which is very real, just letting the Iraq-Iran war. And in the background, of course, what flag do we have? Again, we've got the ISIS flag. And notice I call him innovator.
Those are my real last words.
This is funny right here.
I was just kidding. I'm not really a Shia. Wait, it was a prank? Yeah. That's the best joke ever! Oh my goodness, you had us going there, dude. Oh, you totally had us going. Oh, man.
Like after the cheese grater, he breaks.
Yeah.
Like after.
Yeah. Now look, he's crossing his, but notice he has handcuffs on.
Well, and he's got his fingers crossed.
Yep. So that's the joke there. So I think everyone gets it. Oh man, it makes me laugh so much. And then in the vlog, what John mainly talks about is the gift of tequila, how we've been given tequila. Now let me look at some of these comments. These are pretty funny comments. Somebody says, Tikoname a lot says the black dude take all the punishment, LOL. You know what? Hey, you're right. When we were filming this, I felt uncomfortable. I was like, yo, this kind of looks messed up. Like, why is it just Jamal? You know, and I was like, bro, I can't torture him too much because the Hebrew Israelites are going to take this and be like, look, Vocab thinking he's a slave master or something. So I was like a little tripping out too, man. But then David is just like, I'm just going to go all out, you know, whatever. So, and John was game for it. And again, I think that's because he was excited he got to take off his shirt. That's my theory. So yeah, anyways. And so I'm going to stop sharing there. So Giselle, that's the Shia episode. Let me see if we've got any more questions for you. I'm reading through the comments. Do you have anything to say about that one?
I like the argument. I actually watched this episode earlier. And I like the argument that John's making at the end here, because I never thought about it like this when he says, you know, this gift of tequila, like if the prophet didn't give it to us, we would have killed ourselves out. But because, you know, we can deceive each other, you know, now all the factions can survive and continue to grow. Yeah.
Yeah. And the way he did it was just funny the way he delivered it. Jaquine says, you guys looked as if you were getting into it a bit too much. I got to tell you, maybe you're saying that. I hear you, Jaquine, but I did not like filming the scene because when we waterboarded him, I couldn't even watch. I was like, I don't want to be involved with this. It was just because we put the thing over him and then David starts doing it. And like John was, he was acting, but then we couldn't tell when he was acting or when he couldn't take it anymore. So it was really hard. I just looked away. I just couldn't handle it. It was bad. And then all the stuff we did to him, it actually looks more mild in the film than when it felt when we were there. When we were doing it, it just seemed like this was the worst. It felt even worse. Like it looked more extreme. So I don't know. It was, I was not into it. I mean, if you notice, it was mainly David, his faces and stuff. But David just commits to the bit. So, it is what it is.
Well, you guys should have learned from when they waterboarded, was it Christopher Hitchens? They gave him stuff to hold. And when he's like, you've had too much, let it go. And he threw it.
Right. Okay.
So now next time you waterboard, that's how you should do it.
I did hear about Christopher Hitchens getting waterboarded. I actually remember hearing that story. It's funny. There's a line in, I don't know if it's that great, but it's a long story. But in G.I. Joe Retaliation, which is the second G.I. Joe movie they made, the Cobra has a guy in disguise who takes over the role of the president, but no one knows because he's in disguise. And he meets with Cobra Commander and he says, they call it waterboarding, but I got to tell you, I never get bored. It's
sick.
Very stupid. I also kind of like it. Anyways, maybe that's David. Assyrian Relief says, I can't believe I'm up this late when I have 2 church services to attend tomorrow. This is what Islamicize Me series has done to me. LOL. I'm sorry. I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry, Assyrian Relief. But we are glad you're here. All right. So what do you think, Giselle? Do you think we should we watch the new episode? I haven't even seen it, actually.
That was the last one that I've seen.
Okay, I guess we'll watch this one live. This is going to be a different experience because neither of us have ever seen this. I didn't plan on doing this, but I think we can do it. Oh, Andrew Graham says, what is the significance of the people at the end of the clip with pictures as 3 guys? That's just like the outro segue kind of thing. And these are like these generic little video clips that you can buy and stuff. And then you can put your own picture inside of them. So it's just like a transition. And it's kind of funny because it's like an art gallery. So it's like this guy's looking at this painting like it's high art. And it's just the Islamicize Me picture. So that's what those really little things are. But, Giselle says, Curios says, Giselle, did you know about Islam before taking the role?
Yes. That's why I told David that I was like kind of a troll light or whatever. I first heard about David and Sam back when they got arrested in Dearborn with with Nabil. Yeah, I apologize. For whatever reason, Nabil's stuff never really popped up on my social media, but for some reason Sam's did. And then I saw some of the things that David did that made me laugh. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's got some personality. I like that. That made me laugh. Right. But I used to watch the show Jesus or Muhammad, and that's really where I learned a lot about Islam. And I love how knowledgeable and precise they were, not only with the Bible when they were refuting arguments, but with the Islamic sources. They weren't just, speaking from ignorance. They were going to the sources and saying, hey, look, let's hear what it has to say. And I invite you to challenge me. I want to hear your argument. And I loved it. So yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, Giselle knows her stuff. And again, that's why she's literally, it's like, I don't know, Giselle, it's like you've prepared your whole life for this role. Your whole
what
life,
can I say?
You wearing a burqa, simulating giving people Similac.
That's the thing. God has his people for everything. He really does.
All right. No, seriously. So, all right, okay, well, I'm getting a couple questions. I'm just going to answer a couple questions, but I want to get this next video because it is late. So we're trying to kind of breeze through this. But here's a question from Matthew. He says, Vocab, how did you prepare for kind of projects like this? We're planning to make our own mini version of Islamicize Me on a play in our seminary. Oh, well, hey, I'd love to talk to you. I mean, David's really the mastermind behind this. No one would deny that. But every person added different contributions. I think we all learned a lot sort of along the way as well. So like, there needs to be a lot of sitting down for preparation of writing and charting things out. But I think the most important part of preparation, I don't know if it's most, but is actually getting the right people involved. I think that seems more important than almost anything is getting the right people involved. So I don't know if that helps, but I'd like to talk to you, Matthew. How do you say what's a good way for people to prepare if they're doing kind of sketch comedy on a budget? A couple quick pointers, Giselle.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I didn't even, they have like actual definitions when you're making things that, because I've submitted things to film festivals of what qualifies as low budget, as ultra low budget. Most of my projects were like no budget. So this is why, you know, I was more than willing to help out with anything, because when you're doing something, it's like you have to write the script, you have to figure out costumes, you have to figure out locations and do all this stuff, like, you know, figure out who can give you a spot for free and, you know, things like that. So, I mean, honestly, the simple answer is just you got to be creative and you have to have some gumption.
All right. That's great advice. Good job. Well, Giselle, let's watch this one live together. First time seeing it. I'm going to share the screen now. And here we go. Let me turn up the volume here. All right, we're doing this together for the first time. Everybody, commentary live.
Allah, brother. All praise be to Allah. Praise be Allah. I praise Allah for creating the world's biggest arms, brother. You're a maniacs in on a little secret. Let me tell you how Allah helped me get these pythons to be these huge boulders, brother. Going from 11 inches to 24 inches, brother. Did you know that Allah, in his infinite wisdom, through his messenger, allows us to squeeze the lifeblood to kill every cartoonist who would dare mock and lampoon our beloved messenger by making cartoons mocking the way he looks? Yes, brother, let me tell you about my career as a Sharia maniac, my career as a jihadi. When I became a follower of Allah and his messenger, I embarked on jihad vis-a-vis-Allah, and many a cartoonist had their head squeezed like a pimple by these pythons. And the more kuffar that I was able to squeeze their head for lampooning the Prophet by mocking him in cartoons, the bigger my pythons got. And so now, brother, when you see Halal Hogan and you see the guns, these guns are ready to rock and roll all over any cartoonist who would dare mock Allah and his messenger. Do you want these guns? Do you want to have pythons so that little girls can swing upon? Then you need to get a cartoonist who would dare mock Allah and his messenger and squeeze and squeeze and squeeze.
Damn.
You guys know what? This is bothering me about this whole cartoon drawing contest, right? I mean, look at us. We're sitting here watching this show, but we can actually be doing something about it. I just don't really know what to do, but we need to do something about this. So it is a problem that we're only going to be Muslims for a few more days, right? Yeah, this is our last chance. Yes. Before we fulfill our oaths. Yes. Allahu Akbar. What are we supposed to do? Let's ask the backpack.
Here we go.
Backpack. What should we do about Robert Spencer making fun of and mocking our prophet?
So we haven't seen facts. That's why we're not saying too much. We'll say something at the end, but I'll say something if it comes up.
Here we have Ibn Ishaq, and we have Muhammad showing us what to do about people who made fun of him. Here's a guy who had two singing girls, two slave girls, and it says he had two singing girls, Fartana and her friend, who used to sing satirical songs about the apostle, about Muhammad. So he ordered that they should be killed with him. Ooh. So the guy had to die, and the singing girls, because they're singing, making fun of him, they had to die too. And if you look,
so
at these
this
passages,
is about some folks who did satire against Muhammad back during his time, and another guy wrote it, but then the singing girls performed it, and they went and killed the singing girls. I think one of them escaped for some reason, but he's showing that anyone associated with parody, mocking Muhammad should be killed.
Not only that, Sahih Muslim. Look at this, 5537. It was narrated that Abdullah said, the messenger of Allah said, the people who be most severely punished on the day of resurrection will be the image makers. It's not just making fun of Muhammad, but it's painting the pictures.
It's doing both, right? Mocking and
You're unhinged.
I've become radicalized.
Two reasons to die.
So we're both doing the rocking thing now. He's rocking forward. I wanted to do like a hip hop version.
Yo, it's our Demi.
And so here's our Demi, but notice how he's dressed.
Demi.
Notice how he's dressed. He's our Demi, but watch.
What the heck are you wearing? Oh, well, I was reading that if I become Muslim, I don't have to pay the jizya anymore.
You were reading?
Oh, yeah.
Reading is a dangerous activity for a young man. Unless it's how to build an IED bomb instruction manual.
Wait. If he wants to be a Muslim,
So guys, he just converted.
let's explain.
That's
to
the
him
next door neighbor who used to be a
what that
Christian.
means.
We beat him up, made him pay the jizya as a Demi.
So you want to follow the example of
So we set him to work right away.
Yes, of course. Backpack. What was
So watch-
Muhammad's greatest desire?
So watch how we send him to work.
There is no mix-up. The prophet can't fix up.
Sahih al-Bukhari, 2797. Muhammad said,
So
"By
he just
him
converted,
whose hands my
and we're
soul
immediately
is,
going to set
I
him to
would
do
love
some
to be
nonsense.
martyred in Allah's cause, and then come
So
back
we
to life,
immediately
and then get martyred,
Turn
and then
him
come
into
back
a
to life
would-be
again,
martyr.
and then
That's
get
what's going on
martyred,
here.
and then
The
come
second
back
he
to life
converts,
again,
because
and
we're
then
like,
get martyred.
yeah.
So, what was Muhammad's greatest desire? To be martyred? And you follow Muhammad's example now, right? Sure. So what does that mean? I don't know. It means you're gonna kill Robert Spencer.
So he converts and we immediately send him on a mission.
Thanks, Rachel. You're the best. No, you are. Everyone I talked to said, if you want help, go to Rachel.
Sorry.
No, they did not disappoint. And by the way, I'm going to put out a wonderful Yelp review about how. Yeah. And by the way, please don't tell my friend Robert, my old war buddy, that we were asking about him. Yeah, we want this to be a surprise. Okay, yeah, you'll definitely be hearing about it. Guess who just sweet-talked every hotel receptionist in the entire city to find out where our good friend is staying.
So Robert Spencer's coming to town, and now we found out where.
What? Why was he wearing the medical mask at the end?
We keep on wearing that in different instances because we constantly are getting sick, and
Okay.
and the reason why we're saying we're sick is because the Jews are poisoning us, so we're trying to take precautions. So we just constantly have him on is the idea. So guys, that episode of course was set up. I mean, it was a little bit of movement, but it was also a setup that Robert Spencer's coming to town. There's going to be a cartoon drawing contest. We've just got our Demi converted to Islam, and now we're going to send him on a mission to kill Robert Spencer. So that's what's going on. Oh, boy. So let's take a look and see what comments we might have, Giselle. Giselle, anything you want to comment about those while I look for some comments for you?
Yeah, actually, I was just going to ask you, did Sam rip the sleeves off of that?
Yep, he did.
Because it looks like it's kind of frayed. Like, it doesn't look like it was meant to be that way.
Yeah, no, he ripped it off. He ripped it off. It's true.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And I like that he's talking like equal portions of Islamic doctrine and then like tributes to Hogan's pythons.
Mhm. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And the way he got him to be that. Patrick Not Star says, who voiced Backpack? That was David Wood. David Wood did the rapping. He wrote the lyrics. He did an incredible job.
Oh, I thought that was you.
Everyone thought it was me. I thought it was going to be me, but David ended up doing it. It was better than anything I would have come up with. So I was super glad he did that. When I saw it, I was like, I wouldn't have thought of this. This is excellent. It was like perfect. And
sunglasses really make it too.
yeah, it was. That's it. Just 1414 says, in reality, aren't you trying to hide the fact that your beards aren't the same? Yeah, that's usually the reason why we actually have them on for real.
Oh, okay.
Smart. Didn't Robert Spencer get poisoned in Iceland? D asks. And one of the people comment in the chat, and I believe correctly, which is yes, but he's not sure where. So Robert Spencer was poisoned by someone faking to be a fan. And so by God's grace, of course, he is still alive, but he is going to be in the series. Equine wants to know, would Debbie, meaning Giselle, would you do a comedy skit, Mishaps in My Burqa? Oh, a comedy skit, Mishaps in My Burqa. I think she's giving you a title called Mishaps in My Burqa.
Yeah, actually, you know what? When you were talking about the wrestling thing, I was thinking it might be funny if you guys do have a wrestling thing to have somebody in a burqa or a niqab like walk the ring with the round number.
Oh, yeah. And it could be like Arabic numerals. Yeah, that's great. Or they could be like different surahs. That's great. That's a great idea. That is hilarious, actually. Oh yeah, you could be more than one role too, because you could do one in burqa and one out of burqa. You know, like
yeah. You know, I had an idea a long time ago that goes beyond just the concept of modesty in Islam, where I was going to have like a bunch of different cultures of women, just like a couple women, kind of Benny Hill style, like sitting on a bench and like different women walking by. And like you have the most liberal, you know, like bikini top, you know, Daisy Duke walk by and they look down on them. And then the next person that comes to sit down, they look down on the, you know, the regular Western looking woman. And then, you know, you have the hijab, you have the burqa lady looking down on her and the niqab looking down on the burqa. And then like at the very end of the sketch, I was thinking I could have in the scene the entire time, some military woman that's painted in you know, like camouflage even on her face, and at the very end, you know, she just looks at them and goes like, you know, trap, you know. So it's like there's like a whole thing on like you know, what context and what is modest and what, you know, what is you know, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I've thought about doing different things with involving a burqa specifically. That was one of them.
Wow, 95 people are watching, which is insane at this time. Renee, I don't know if your name is pronounced Renee or Rennie, because I knew a girl with the same spelling that was Rennie, but I'll just go with Renee. Hey, Giselle, your picture just dropped out. Okay, there you are.
Yeah, my battery got low. I might have to plug in.
He wants to know, who was the woman used for Muta?
That was me.
Her name is Giselle. That's right, Carm. Carm's in here commenting. Yeah. So you're the same person, of course. You know, well, there's really only one woman, I think, in this whole series.
That's right.
Yeah, you're the only female character. Yeah. So I mean, the muta, the feeding, you know, everything. So I guess you start out life as a prostitute, then you role play as one for Muslim men. Then, you know, we beat up the pimp, so then you convert to Islam because you see the power of it, and now that you're faithful, we're worried that we're going to be attracted to you, and so then we do the feeding. Oh, Keith Bizza says you sounded so Middle Eastern.
Oh, really? Well, and you know what, in my mind too, the character is actually just a prostitute. So when she hears this bizarre, like just perverted nastiness, she's like, okay, fine. You know, I was dealing with this, you know, in my former life, you know, like this is part of the. Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you about this. We never decided this. Were you some like kind of foreign woman who had an accent naturally, or were you a prostitute doing an accent because you were role playing and you never dropped it? We never decided.
Yeah, well, in my mind, it only makes sense if it was part of the role play, because I think a real Middle Eastern woman would not be so ignorant as to like what Islam is about. But the only reason why I kept the accent, that's why I was asking in the second scene when I came back to ask you, you know, to join your gang, basically, that I'm like, should I have the accent? And it's like, well, how are people going to know it's the same character unless you still use the accent? So that's the only reason why I did it. But you actually say in the series, you know, we want to pay for like the full burqa package, and it's a role play.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it could have been a you know, a prostitute of any cultural or ethnic background.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
In my mind, anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, so we're creating backstories for these characters. You know, it's not, we didn't flesh it all out, so that's good. Hey, Curios wants to know, Giselle, where can we find you on social media? If you want to give it, you know.
Well, like I said, most of my comedy up till now, I'm not sure Christians would really appreciate. I mean, I've definitely done comedy under my name, Giselle Noele. And but I haven't really produced any comedy in quite a long time, because I've gone through some pretty intense things. So I've actually just started a brand new YouTube channel called Nagging Thoughts, where I'm sharing my thoughts on Christian marriage doctrine and my experience with it. And I'm hoping to actually get that turned into a book that gets published. But
so you got a YouTube channel called Nagging Thoughts.
That's right.
All right.
It's Nagging Thoughts from a Proverbs 27:16 woman.
Okay. Well, hey, here you guys go. Nagging Thoughts from Proverbs 27:16 woman. Check it out. Pan Sanito says, what was the favorite part of acting out the Muta wife part?
I had fun just like walking into the room. We did a couple takes of that where like I walked in and I pretended like I couldn't tell which way I was facing.
Right. That was your idea, and you did some good physical comedy there, running into the wall, going sideways.
Yeah, and then the other thing I liked was that when you guys asked to see flesh, and I literally was doing it at first for joke, but like I literally couldn't find the armholes in that thing, and I was punching the fabric trying to find it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was funny. This is some good, like, 1414 wants to know if we're going to do commentary on days 12, 14, and 19. And the reason is because that's the days you were involved with. So maybe we'll look at those and I'll ask you a couple questions on those. It depends how many questions people have or not. Jaquine says, do the women go to the mini mosque? Maybe you mean, are you talking about like the mosque we set up and created in that? Well, let me tell you in real life. So I've been in a mosque during service or whatever. I had some Muslim friends. I told them I'm not going to be worshiping, but I'll come observe if that's okay with you. So I came in there, and when I walked in with him, he turned right and sat against the back of the wall because he was with me, and I wasn't going to go in the line where the men were during the guy's speech and the prayer. But any woman who walked in would turn left and immediately go to this giant sheet partition divide thing and would go behind it, and then they weren't seen from the rest of the time in the mosque. So my point by saying all that is, if we had women hypothetically in our mini mosque that we set up, you wouldn't have been able to see them because they could not be sitting with us. And like in a real mosque, they would have to be partitioned behind, and they're supposed to be silent at that point. So I hope that answers your question. That's what they actually do. So yeah. And who else do we got? Vocab, can we expect a series about the jizya while selling your children and converting to Islam to stay alive? Nicaraguan asks. Well, I don't know if that's very funny, but I mean, there's dark comedy in all this. We're talking about what we're going to do next. We don't know. There's a lot ideas, a lot going on. So in all seriousness, I don't know. I don't know. We'll keep you guys posted, but we're just trying to see. And honestly, yeah, pray and find out what's next, what's not next. Just don't know. Kidding, they don't attend mosques, do they? No, women do attend mosques. There's faithful women. When they come in, they walk behind the man, usually at least 6 or 7 steps is what I perceive. Rarely do you see them walking beside each other. And then the women usually are holding the child's hand if there's a child. And when they walk into actually where the service part takes place, they immediately go left and are hidden away the rest of the time. That's what really happens. Assyrian Relief says, I'm going to miss these interactive chats. Well, listen, Assyrian Relief, these things, if they become popular enough, we could do other types of interactive chats. Now, obviously, it won't be on Islamicize Me. Well, they could be occasionally, but it won't be, this daily thing where there's new content every single day. But we could do something like this. So I'm going to try to talk to you guys. You guys have been great on Patreon. You guys have been great on the super chat. And so I'll put it this way, you guys that are watching and listening and I've been interacting, you have my ear, meaning I'm not going to just do whatever you say. I mean, I'm trying to do what the Lord wants, but the point is I'm listening to what you guys want. So let me know. Renee says, if you ever need extras, if you're serious, Renee, we have had trouble finding females. And in the future. That's a real possibility. I mean, I'm not promising, I don't know. And so like, well, I think I know how to get a hold of you. So I will let you know, and I'll have to tell you what kind of things you would do, though, and also the heat you might get. So if you're serious, it's a possibility, but I'll let you know. Someone says, is James White going to make an appearance in season 2? That's pretty funny, Gregorian, and I somehow doubt it. However, I actually contacted him when we were recording this and asked him if he wanted to be in the series. And what I asked him is, I asked him if he wanted, at the end of this, there's a extensive gospel presentation. And I contacted Dr. White before. I don't know if he, which messages he saw or anything like that. But I actually asked him if he wanted to do it. So this is kind of funny because it's probably good he didn't say yeah, because he would have been like, wait, what'd you guys get me into? Anyways. So, so great things people said. Just 5 more days to go. What's next? Lakshmi asked. Again, we don't know. We will keep you posted. Someone says they've been drinking camel urine for over a week now and they're beginning to like it. Please stop. Good advice. There needs to be an Islamicize Me sitcom. Now that's something we could pull off if we had the budget and the time, but I don't think it's going to be aired in any major media formats. To do apologetics in Holland, is there a way to get all the Islamic sources quotes without screenshotting every source?
I always do a keyword search on either Answering Islam or the Acts 17 blog. Like if you do a keyword search, you can find a lot of thmy topics. I do that when I get into like a Facebook fight and I need to look up something.
There you go. There's oh my goodness. Yeah. So advice from Giselle, but no, that's good. Now, seriously. So I don't know how to answer that question. So I think that's the best answer you're going to get. Thank you very much, Giselle. Braden Morris says, I've been following David for a little while and only just stumbled upon Nabil's story last night. Is there a good video article I can look to learn more about him? Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus. He has a book that's his testimonial. What else would you recommend, Giselle, if anything, for Nabil? Anything on top of your head?
You know what? I haven't had an opportunity to make it through Nabil's stuff, but I've heard wonderful things about the book that you just mentioned.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, Christopher Thomas. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I used to be a dog walker as my primary source of income in New York, and so I just consumed a lot of information through podcasts, YouTube videos, and things I could absorb with an audio format. So I haven't really made it through a lot of books yet.
Renee recommends No God But One. That's also a good book. And Dee says Nabil has a great video series at Biola. Thank you. Excellent resources, both of you guys. I appreciate that. Christopher Thomas says you guys did a great job with the Islamicize Me store. Let me tell you, Christopher, that was 100% John, aka Jamal. He set that up, and I haven't even got to see it yet in its entirety. So actually, Christopher Thomas, because there is an Islamicize Me store that just dropped. Christopher Thomas, could you drop the link in here? Usually we say none of that. It might not let you drop the www, so you might have to like code it how you drop it out, but you can figure out a way to make people know that it's a URL. But could someone drop that in there? Because I want people to be able to see the Islamicize Me store. If you could do that, please, Christopher Thomas, or somebody else who's seen it. And then, oh yeah, Nabil's wife runs his YouTube page. So just like he was vlogging, now Nabil's wife, Michelle, she's kind of doing the same thing. And those T-shirts you wearing. Oh, you're asking, Matthew wants to know if the T-shirts, the Islamic T-shirts we had during the episode where David killed Mr. Scruffles, are they for sale? Those shirts you can find on Amazon and stuff. They're actually Muslim T-shirts. So they're not custom made or anything. You can actually find like Muslim T-shirts. So they're for sale, but they're just like on Islamic websites and Amazon and stuff. So yeah. And let me see what else we've got here. Someone wants to know how much, Pan Sanito wants to know, how much money do you guys need to comfortably do a second set of 30 Islamicize Me 2.0 episodes? Pan, listen, I don't know if David is still in the chat, but if you could hit up, try to tag David and ask him. Let me see. Here's what you do. You just so everyone knows, I'm going to show you guys something if you don't know how to do it. You hit @ and then you hit the person's name, and then you click on it, and then it highlights the message so they should see it. And so I'm going to try to get David to respond to you if he's still here. And then also John McCrae, aka Jamal, who got tortured. What do you meme is here. And I'm going to ask him to drop the link to the store. So excellent. Good stuff. And everyone's contributing. The start of something great. I can hear the gears turning. All right, let's see. What else do we say here? Wow, starting to get a lot of questions. Oh, somebody asked, someone asked about, hold on, let me find it. People can get PDF of the same editions of Hadith we use in Islamicize Me. Oh, so thank you. David just dropped a link where you can get PDFs of the sources we show in Islamicize Me. He dropped the link for that, so that's good. Excellent. And someone, Renee says, read Robert Spencer's Did Muhammad Exist? And then, Vocab, can you please link in Giselle's website to this video once uploaded? Assyrian Relief, I will try my best to remember. I'm going to try to do it.
You guys might want to check out my stuff before you recommend it, though. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about it, so I don't want to, take advantage. So
I'll put it this way. I'll put a link in there, but I'll just say, like, I don't necessarily endorse it, none of that. She was here she is, and you guys can check it out and decide for yourself. I'll just say, don't necessarily, opinions of whatever. I'll just say that kind of thing. Tiko Nama says, why is Yesu named Isa in Arabic? That doesn't sound Hebrew. So it's a long story. I don't know all the details, but basically when they say Isa ibn Maryam, it's an incorrect translation. It shouldn't be Isa. It should be like Yesu or Yesu, I forget, but it actually should be something different. I saw someone earlier, maybe it was Christopher Thomas, someone in here was saying they speak, write, and read Arabic, and it's a beautiful language. Could you give us more of the background about what Jesus' name should be in Arabic? But see, Muhammad messed it up, so he kind of messed up a lot of things. He didn't know what he's talking about. Mindman256 says, wow, Islamicize is so good, $15,000 to $20,000 budget. Let me say this. We did not have that kind of budget, but if we did, that would be simply amazing. And David can give you better numbers, but I will say this. He took a lot of risk financially to make this series happen. It was primarily David. Everyone took a risk to a certain extent, but none of it would happen if David didn't take the amount of risks he took. But he just went all out, and I think the risks are paying off. So I was very glad to be part of it. Mackenzie Kern says, how much money was spent on grooming specifically? That's a funny question. I don't know. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah. Good question.
I have to tell you, in that scene, I almost totally ruined the shot because I was genuinely worried about John, because I know you're supposed to hold the skin down before you rip it. And I thought they were going to rip his skin right off. I was like,
yeah, I remember that. Oh, wow. So David is the one who said we spent somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000. Whoa, I had no idea. So that wasn't a random number. So David is saying,
oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. Well, David, so you did ask David, and David does have the numbers because he kept track of everything, and I had no idea it was that much. Oh, my goodness. Well, I don't know what to say. I got you. I didn't know that, David. So wow. But then again, If you sit down and think about it, I actually could I can actually see that when I think about everything together. That's just kind of mind-blowing when I put it all together. Wow, okay. Well, thank you, David, man. I'm glad you're here, bro.
Yeah.
Harm says we need to start a GoFundMe now for the next series. And what else do we got here? Yeah, I mean, wow. This is I'm bugged out by some of this. Okay, so I think that's pretty much the comments there now. Now, Giselle, let's do this. Let's look at the episodes you were in, maybe briefly, and then I'll try to kind of just play them and kind of let you maybe give some comment on them. I think someone tell me how much time we've been doing, because how long we've been doing this. I don't want to go too long. How long have we been doing this?
Oh, I got 1% battery. I got to plug in. Hang on.
Sorry, can you say that again? My Siri turned on and shut everything down, so I need to hear what you said.
I'm at 1% battery. Hang on.
Is your phone about to die?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, well.
Okay, hang on.
Well, so the first day you appeared was, I think it was day 12. So I'll play a little bit of day 12 and try to see if she can comment on it if her phone doesn't die. I mean,
okay.
Hopefully you can charge it in. I'm going to play a little bit of day 12, but I don't know if we can do all the episodes.
Yeah.
Maybe we can have you back and do something sometime. But I'm just kind of playing it in the background. But I'm going to look at some more comments. We've been going for 1 hour, Assyrian Relief says. Carm says the camel rides were costly. That's kind of funny, Carm. the camel rides, we did pay to go to the zoo, yes, and we did pay to ride the camel. And Carm, we bribed the camel keepers. David bribed the camel keepers so we could like go up to them and do all that other stuff. So yeah, like it we did pay a little bit of money for the camels because of that. Oh, David's talking about our next project, and this is the next project we are working on. It's the Jesus versus Muhammad epic rap battle. Crown Admirer says we spent $14,000 for the Muta on the series. No, because we didn't really use it, but yeah, good one. All right, Curios says she saw your Facebook page and it looks great. And yeah, so those are the comments there. Oh, hey everyone, John McCrae, aka What Do You Mean? He just dropped the link in the store. So check it out. It's right there. Click on that link, and that is the store. Thank you very much, John. John put a lot of work and effort. In fact, he's the only one who put any work. Actually, I took a picture or two, but he did most of it, so excellent. Someone saying that instead we should do Muhammad versus Joseph Smith with Jesus as a third party. I don't know. Diana, follower of Christ, says, hi, Giselle, you are hilarious. What made you want to show yourself?
I don't know. You just asked. So I was like, sure. Okay.
That's simple. She said that you thought you had the burqa to hide your identity. That's not why. The reason why is because
they paid for the burqa package.
Yeah, that was exactly that was her character. That's really why. Okay, so here we are, Giselle. This is a lead up to you. We're ordering you here right now. And I'm counting the money. It's so funny. The cameraman, when we were filming this, was like, you vocab, stop counting the money like that. It's really loud in the camera. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I'm in a certain mode. That's how I would count my money, in that mode. Like, this is part of my character right now. Like, this is the way you count the money in this situation. He's like, whatever. So I was like, I'm going to count my money this way. So I had a little fight with the cameraman about counting my money just the way I was doing it, because he's like saying it's too loud. Here I'm requesting your eyes or you're covered up. I don't know if you can tell the hand motions.
By the way, I've seen people count money more aggressively. I returned something to the dollar store, and they were really jerking each dollar bill to make sure there wasn't two stuck to each other. You know, when they gave me my $2 change, I don't even know how many times they counted it, but they did it just like that. So I think you made a good argument that if counting money is louder than the speech, then we need to speak louder.
Cosmarine says, Giselle, you're a beautiful woman. Glad you didn't have to wear a burqa in reality. Just so you know, she's a woman. She's not like trying to hit on you or anything. She's
okay. Well, thank you.
Motive compliment. Renee says, I hope the series gets translated into Arabic. Hey, Renee, I don't know if it's in Arabic, but it is in German and French right now. All right, here's your entrance. Let me, oh, man.
So have you guys opened these videos up to collaboration for translation and closed captioning on YouTube?
David is in the chat. David, I don't know if you can answer that question. I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, because you can do that so that people will actually contribute for free.
I think the answer is yes, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, so here we are.
By the way, if you get it closed captioned, and if it's in German, you can submit it to Amazon Prime and see if you can get it aired over there.
Oh, really?
That's
dope. I didn't know that. I'm sure Amazon Prime would be really excited to have this. So I'm just kidding. You never know. You can always try, right? You can always try.
Right. Yeah, you can submit it.
So here's your entrance, Giselle. I'm going to shut up and I'm going to let you talk. You have enough gab that you can just talk over this?
Okay.
All right, here you go.
By the way, this outfit you're wearing reminds me of when I was in India. This is the outfit they were wearing, these long skirts.
Yeah.
And I love how you just threw it off. And it's so creepy that you guys are together. Like, I'm sorry, that's you guys are in a bromance right there. And I like how somehow I'm able to get in even without a key.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
And I'm confused. Which way do I face?
What do we do? I don't know. Tell her we want to see some skin. Hi. Could you show us some skin, please?
That look. It's like you guys are like expecting like an alien to walk in. Like, I literally could not find that right armhole. See, and that's the flap that on the niqab that covers the actual eyes. See, and that's more your burqa. By the way, I put so much black eye makeup on that I actually scrubbed my a wound on my eye when I was trying to scrub it off.
Ouch! Really?
I drew blood getting that makeup off.
Hey,
now,
thanks a lot,
if
Giselle.
you
Now
had to
people are
choose
commenting in the
between
comment
two flavors
section,
of ice
creepy
cream, would you
bromance.
I'm here to help. Like, why are you guys sharing a room? It's so creepy. I love the disgust in my eyes. Like, oh.
How about a swirl?
You're like, whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that joke. That's why I gave him that look in real life.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I like that you guys were like trying to find out who does she prefer. She's not there because she wants to be. She's there for money. She doesn't care.
That's why you signed a contract, I guess.
Yep. And this is a crazy thing in Islam to me is that like you can Beetlejuice your way away from the mother of your children. But you know, the 1 hour hooker you spend time with, you got to sign documents. It's insane.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I don't know if everyone caught that. Can you say that it? Hold on. Let me play this. Can you say that again, Giselle, what you just said and explain it? Because that's like a classic quote. Can you say that again? Everyone listen to this. Giselle's got a great line here.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me in Islam that you can like Beetlejuice your way away from the mother of your children. But when it comes to the 1 hour hooker you spend time with, you have to sign documents. It's crazy.
Explain what you mean by Beetlejuice you're away from your woman.
Oh, in the movie Beetlejuice, you make the guy appear just by saying his name 3 times. So it's like in Islam, you make the wife disappear by saying, I divorce you 3 times. I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. Boom, she's gone.
Oh my gosh, I feel like that is the genesis of a skit right there. Like have some kind of weird skit where the guy's like, I don't know if I'm just literally just now like they get confused and they're trying to divorce their wives, but they keep on calling Beetlejuice or I don't know, something. Just totally,
I feel like Sam Shamoon would probably do a good Beetlejuice impersonation.
would be our Beetlejuice guy character. That's such
well, he's got those wild eyes.
That's a great idea. Diana says her favorite line is "What a jihadi," and she says she wants that on a shirt. Derek wants to know if Debbie will be stoned.
No, because I joined the crew.
Yep, that's right. Diana says you are funny and smart. Ha ha.
Ah, thank you. You guys are like way more supportive than I expected.
I know they've been pretty awesome. Like, I mean, there's people who you know aren't fans of it. We kind of knew that. I mean, we knew we were doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Know? Someone says, have you ever thought about doing a female version of this show? Not really, because it'd be almost impossible to find enough women to do it. Someone asks you, is it a burqa or a niqab? That's a scary garment to have. Could you break it down?
It's a niqab, and I got to tell you what's scary is that, like I said, when I put that thing on, I couldn't breathe, but it actually came in a plastic bag that said, you know, suffocation hazard for children. Don't let them play with the bag. And I'm like, oh, but put the thing over the woman's face. Like, spare the children, but suffocate the woman. Like,
right. That's a great, oh my goodness. Oh boy. Okay. Let me see. Where is David's mutadeh?
By the way, there isn't just so that niqab, so it has like components to it. There's like, kind of like a do-rag thing that you tie on. And then there's almost like a Western bandit bandana that goes on underneath that you're supposed to actually pin. I didn't have pins. So, what I did is I tucked it into the overall niqab thing has an elastic strap that goes around your entire head. And I just tucked the bandana. I tied the do-rag in the back and then I tucked the bandana into the elastic strap. And then on top of that is a niqab. So you have like at least two layers of fabric. But if you got that bandana folded, like that's like 3 layers of fabric covering your face. And then if you have the flap down, that's 4 layers of fabric you got to breathe through. It's crazy.
We've got That was a great answer, by the way. Carm says the music, you boys are acting like teenagers. Yeah, we pretty much were. I mean, again, we were kind of just like going all out. Olga 2018 says, what does Michelle Qureshi think of Islamicize Me? That is a good question. I don't know the answer, but I do know that this is something David had talked about. He had always wanted to do with Nabil. And so John and I had a sense that we were Nabil's rebounds. We were David's rebound from Nabil. That's what we were. Oh my goodness.
I do like physical comedy. I really do.
These are hilarious. Matthew says, the shirt you're wearing, where can I get it? That's on Amazon. You can get that on Amazon. Oh, Renee wants to know, what did you write on that paper, Little Debbie? The answer?
I just wrote Little Debbie.
Yeah, so she just signed her name Little Debbie. That's what it was, because that was her name in the series. Roy Samuel says, have you heard about James White spoke today about your series methodologies due to different goals. Could it be that due to James White Calvinistic point total depravity? I don't know, Roy. That's an interesting thought. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but I wanted to at least address that. We did do a response. I don't know if you saw it. It was a live chat. But the thing is that, I don't know if everyone knows this, but sorry to inform you to those of you who are going to hate me now, but I'm a Calvinist.
I am too, actually.
Oh, what? I knew I liked you. But listen to that. I just try to be a Calvinist with a smile. I can get along with other Christians. I don't discount people's faith. I don't just focus on those things. It's what I believe. I don't try to convince people into it. If they want to debate or argue, I'm willing to do that as long as they can do it respectfully. But it's just different for me. And so, but I am Reformed. And so apparently Little Debbie is too. That's amazing. All right. Let me see.
By the way, I did want to say, like, I heard the arguments, about the methodology, and I think it's a valid discussion to have. But I did want to say that from my perspective, I just want to say that what you guys have done by demonstrating, like, just some of the more mild, ridiculous, like absurdities that are, like supposed to be commands from Allah and instructions from God himself telling, people what to do. To me, what you're doing is you are, you're being the voice. There's some verses in the beginnings of Proverbs 31 where you have Solomon's mom instructing him on how to be a king. And she says, speak for those who cannot speak, for the, I'm trying to remember the exact phraseology, but it's the needy and the poor, and you're supposed to speak for them. And
right.
For me, when you're showing how depraved and disgusting these things are, that's exactly what you're doing. Those dogs that are being murdered for no other reason because Muhammad didn't like dogs, they can't speak up for themselves. These women that are in these situations that are being compelled to breastfeed, whether they're lactating or not, grown men, because there's instructions that say that you have to do this. Like, they're being abused. And to me, by you guys exposing this, it's like, it's a wake-up call. You're speaking out for these people that are not in a position to speak for themselves.
Right. Those are excellent points. And just so you guys know, that is a big part of the type of thing that is in our mind. I know we're having fun. I know we're joking around. We're not just thinking, we're going to mock Muslims. We're not really thinking that at all. We are thinking we're going to mock some of the horrible, wicked, sinful, awful, bad, dumb, dangerous ideas that Muhammad put forth in his theology. It's not just weird. Some of these things are straight up wicked, and they hurt people.
Principalities.
Yeah, and this is straight up bully. It's like a theology of bullying. It allows bullying,
sex and violence.
Yeah, and so we are thinking of that. Like, we know that someone in Saudi Arabia, we know that someone in Bangladesh can't do what we're doing. We know that, and there's part of that where we're saying we're doing that for you. We're not going to spell that out in the series necessarily because the series has but to trust us, that is in our mind. Like, no two ways about it. Just what you said. Miss Quarty Pie says she wants to see you eating spaghetti. Like
Sex in the City.
Yeah, some internet video with I don't know. What else we got here? Check this out, guys. Someone says, Diana says she wants you to have a Little Debbie Facebook account. I don't know, you might get people hitting you up for Muta. I don't know if you want that.
I know. Honestly, there's too many of those type of accounts out there on Facebook. But that's a whole nother topic.
Right. We got Joe Linhart, 7:27 in the morning here in UK. Awesome. And the Islamicize Me characters should all have their own Facebook. Huh. That would be fun, but I just know I wouldn't have time to run it. But it could be.
Yeah, it's a lot of time to
be,
manage stuff.
It would be fun, but I just know it. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at, guys. Oh, Burka profile picture. Yeah. Okay, so check this out. There's 2 other episodes that she was in. The other Muta one, and the most controversial of all, Suckling and Adult. However, I'm looking at the time. I'm looking at how long we've went. I'm not going to do commentary on those. It's just we've
already have.
Yeah. Well, I have done those already, but you weren't there. But listen, you seem like a pretty popular guest. I don't know the future of this, but I'll listen to my people. If you guys sometime in the future are interested in another interview with Giselle, and you would like to see her do some commentary on the other 2 episodes she was in, maybe specifically, especially the controversial one, because we didn't really get to address this, but someone said it was abuse. Maybe, you know what? Let's do that.
I told you I want that person's handle because I want some money for my PTSD.
Yeah, since you're abused. Let's do that. Guys, I'm going to see if you have any other questions. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold those off, and maybe we'll do those at another time, okay? Because it seems like there's some interest in that. But we are sort of going to stop here. People do say they want to see you in a future episode and all that. But let's maybe answer that question last. Giselle, the suckling adult scene, which we're not going to do commentary on tonight. We don't have time for all that. But why would you do that, say yes to it, and why don't you consider it abuse? Give your thoughts on that. And we'll kind of end there, unless we get a couple more questions. But we are going to kind of end there with that last final question. Giselle.
Well, first of all, it's not abuse because I am a willing participant in it. And then second of all, it's a camera angle. I very easily could have been replaced by a chair with a black sheet over it. Like I really wasn't engaging or doing anything. I was just sitting there with my back to the camera. So like nothing actually really happened. So like right there, like that's very important to say, like, especially if there's any allegations of abuse. But secondly, I really wholeheartedly believe in the project, in that it is shining the light in the darkness. And I love that you brought this up I think it was in the rebuttal to James White, where like this is the verse that I had in the back of my mind. It's like, it says, have nothing to do with the evil deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. And to me, that's exactly what this is. And there's such an aversion for people to, it's like, there's this famous quote from Hitler where he says, like, the bigger the lie, that, the more people will believe it. When things are so bad, people don't want to believe it. It's easier for them to believe you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're ignorant. And, but that's what I love about what you guys are doing is you're like, no, it is this bad and worse. Look at the sources. This isn't my opinion. And so I feel like what you guys are doing is very valuable in that it is shining truth. And I am coming off a big stretch in my life where I was denied the truth, and like having access to the truth, especially when your faith is involved, is so important. And I don't know. I feel like it's when you guys were citing some of those other verses, that's also what I had in mind. Like sometimes, God himself has appealed to very disgusting graphic imagery to get it through our thick skulls how evil we are, because we don't want to believe it. And it's worse. It's way worse than we ever thought. There's and I'm sorry I'm rambling, but you're doing
great. I mean, people were saying in the comments, preach, sister.
Yeah, this reminds me of a quote, and I'm probably going to mess it up, from Tim Keller that I really, really love. And the first time I heard it, it literally brought me to tears, where he said something to the effect of, he's so eloquent, that you are far more sinful than you ever, believed, but you're also, far more loved than you ever believed. Yeah. And that's the thing. This is what got me to tears, was when Tim Keller said, he's like, you're so evil that nothing short of the blood of God himself could possibly redeem you. And on the other hand, he's happy to do it. And it's like, when I absorb that message, it's like, whoa, So I don't know, all of this is shining the light on the evil. It's flipping the lights on and making people dizzy. Like, whoa, is it really this bad? It's worse. It's worse. This is tame.
No, that's really, really good. 100% agree. That is an amazing quote. It similar reminds me a little bit to what John Newton said, and they portray it in the Amazing Grace movie. And William Wilberforce is talking to John Newton, and John Newton says, basically, I'm an old man now, and really all I know is that I'm going to mess up the quote. Maybe someone can find it so they get it exactly, but I'm a great sinner, but God's grace is even more gracious. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna look it up now because now I'm like not wanting to mess up this. Where'd it go? Come on. Oh, maybe it's a great savior. Maybe that's it. I am a great sinner, and Christ is a great savior. Yeah. So John Newton, the guy who wrote Amazing Grace, he was once a slave driver himself. He said, although my memory is fading, I remember two things very clearly. I am a great sinner and Christ is a great savior. So that was really good what you said about Keller too. That's good to remember. So, I mean, I hope everyone knows, like Giselle and I, because someone mentioned total depravity earlier, we believe in total depravity. So
I do.
Yeah. So
by the way, that guy, I forgot his name, the one who wrote Amazing Grace. I just have to tell you, yeah, on my the comedy Love and Me loves the fact that guy apparently had such a bad mouth on him. He apparently made sailors blush, which I think is hilarious because he wrote the most beautiful song when he was just admitting what a wretch he is.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So let me see. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, I think people do want you back. We got people saying they're getting chills, and I know exactly how you feel. Yeah, I agree. We got some great comments here. You guys are just amazing. We got some of the best people in the chat. I mean, I've ever seen. So yeah. BNS says, LOL, the Lil Debbie scene where you convert to Islam and start reciting the Shahada was funny. My kids laughed at that so much. You did a great job.
You know what? I honestly, you know what? It's like, I know they're just words and they don't mean anything, but I honestly just didn't even want to say it. I just, especially wearing a burqa, I just didn't want to say it. So I did mess it up. And I love that you guys didn't miss a beat. You don't care that I messed it up. It still counts.
Do you think, can you try to close doing your closest rendition of the non-Shahada you did?
I don't even remember because we did a couple takes, but I was like, ha la 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 ba. I don't even remember.
It was funny when you did it. It was like you did it perfectly. It was like really off key, but that's what made it funny. It was like so discordant with what David was doing. It sounded like a cacophony. It was just like, it was pretty funny. So that was good. Well, hey, you guys are good. Listen, it's late and we are going to hit stop here. I really, really appreciate these comments and I really appreciate the support. And again, Giselle, you were awesome. And I can tell that people would like to hear from you again. And guys, if that's the case, I might just put her on. So for now, I'm going to hit stop. But let me tell you, check out the store that John McCrae of What It Means set up. It's awesome. Be ready for tomorrow's episode because now these final episodes are the climax. You can tell by the day's setup, the next few episodes are the final kind of act. And it's just like more crazy, more action, more intense, more funny. So don't go anywhere. Stick with us. Be engaged. You know, this is a lot of fun. You know what I mean? I mean, it's ministry, but we're having a lot of fun. We're getting to know people. This is just great. So we're going to keep it up. And I'm excited. And do you have any final words? Like I said, we might have you back if you're able to do it again. But do you have any final words there, Giselle?
Yeah, I'm just surprised that there's actually that other people like get what you guys are trying to accomplish and that they appreciate it and that there was so much support for a Christian woman playing a prostitute. It's for God's glory. Anyway, I do believe that though, and like I said, I personally felt honored that there was an opportunity where I could try to merge my faith and my comedy. So I'll leave it at that.
Hey, that's awesome. So guys, tomorrow I do plan on dropping another video, and I'm working it out right now. It's probably going to be a live thing with one of the other actors in Islamicize Me. I'm not sure if I can work that out. It might be live or it might be with video, another actor. or it's going to be a commentary on this episode that got deleted by YouTube saying it's hate speech, but it's on other places in YouTube. So
are you guys going to be able to get it back? Did you guys dispute
on David
it?
Wood's channel? I don't know. He's going to appeal it, but I don't know. So it's not on Act 17 Apologetics, but a number of you have been supporters, and it's all over the internet. So day 23, I believe. Could someone, before we leave real quick, could someone drop the link for that deleted day that YouTube banned? The sad thing is that is one of the most awesome, epic, funny episodes. It's where we go out in full Muslim garb.
These men don't know how to pee.
Yeah, and we trolled the Hebrew Israelites. Oh, I remember. By the way, you were really cool in that because my little son was with us, and I didn't want him in that chaos. And so Giselle kind of hung out with Micah in the store in Starbucks, right? I think you guys hung out in Starbucks, yeah, which was nice. He liked that anyway. He had a blast. Okay, so Diana, follower of Christ, says day 23 is on my channel. Diana, I don't know if you can drop a link in there real quick. Elizabeth Salvatore has it too. You guys can drop a link. If not, click on their profile, then go to it. But it's Islamicize Me, day 23. You got to make sure you watch it. That's the one they took down. We're going to find out, are they going to take them all down, or is it just the one on David's? All right, very interesting. So I'm probably going to do a commentary on that banned, deleted episode that's called Hate Speech by YouTube tomorrow. But I'm going to do something live, so just stick around. I'll let you know as soon as I can do it. That's most likely what it's going to be. And we're going to have fun. So thank you very much, Giselle, tonight for joining us. You did fantastic.
Thanks for having me. God bless you guys.
Yes, indeed. And thanks, everybody, for watching. And we are